So the user role list JSP page, then all things. So we need to now show to detail about the index page. So we already show about the, this is the index page. So index page, you see the very short index page, but it's include a lot of things. Index page has a header, has a footer, and this is the features index page, the template page included. So most important, you see that how effective, how functional is it, how flexible. If someone to change something here, just he will do the here to change the header part. Someone need to change here footer part, the logo change or something to menu list change. They just do there, just automatically inject all the pages, maybe 100 pages or 200 pages in the applications automatically fit. That's why is really independent, classified, or as template based as JSP modeling or implementation. So feature class is the most important part. So when the application started, that's it goes to the index pages and present your template, the very first page in your applications. And when the index page is running, then goes to the features. Features means all the features that I said in the presentation, the last presentations, the user registration features or functionalities, and then user role functionalities and address information functionalities. You see that I'm calling the hyperlink with the show address information. That's how we say it. The show address user registration pages has all the existing users, plus in the same tables has the actions like edit and delete. So that's injected properly. So that means when very first phase is coming, then you see that all the three actions like user registration actions and user role actions and address actions in the same time. So that means only three models on the three domains. We need at least uh, nines or tens. Nine is the base for the modeling, more for the viewing, for, and then other two is the header and footer minimum, and index page the very first application started from here, the index. And then in the features, you combine your all the features when independent, when abstract pages, and these abstract pages you go to the next pen, that you detail application, the CRUD operations. So we did our view part is done. So model part done, repository part done, service interface definition done, implementation is done, and the controller part done, and respective controller definition, what we the pages has to be go on, pages how to be viewed, request and response has to be viewed, and this is the models. So we need a form, list, and edit pages, and that's all. So, and then you need a header and footer, and then you need something, maybe you need something more for the another customizations. And that's I said, if we have a user control, if say some user has only allowed to see only the address information is possible to edit or do the CRUD operations, then you have a control. That means this part only you can show the address part, other part is completely hidden. And that's why depending on the which user and which role he has, and then the allowed to see the pages and view parts also. That means in background every page is there, but in the top level, in the top level, in the view presentation level, you control based on the users who are logged in and who's the responsible which part of the applications. That's the important one. So then that means all implementation done, our internationalization localization done. What we need to now, we have to define our we application has to be define our application dot properties. So when application is started, that application will be started. This is the port number. Just closely remember, understand this one. When you locally tested it, this port number, your application name is here. your context path here. This is the root URL. So that means the local host or your PC number and your application name and the port name and goes to go. Here is you see the update on, that means I am in the development stage, that's why I update. In normally in the production is update. You can create a dropped or create, and then depending where you are. And this is the JDBC driver. For modern days you don't need to put it the driver, but it's not a big deal. It's just delete it or add it. And here is database name and the user and the password and then the necessary information. The same information is still there. So because that's I said, because we try to deploy the applications in the client machines in any part in the world. So that's what the administrative department or DevOps engineer did need to do. He had to be build a database, has to build the users and give the passwords, and he has to be look for which port is free for specific machines. If it's not free, because it's dynamically written from the command lines tools. So I will show you how is it executed, but you can close look with it my others videos, everything externally configured. So end of the day, what we did, just we can release our jar files and we execute the jar file based on the jar files and based on this configuration. So we just call it java minus jar and give it this information, which machine is port is free, which database you are trying to install the applications, and give it the password, and that's all, so on and so forth. Because this is the standalone jar applications. So now we need to run the applications to check it is application is working or not, and to test locally. I test with locally with the really the in the browser level, and in the when I have time, then I will give you detail how can you do the functional test or GUI test with Selenium. If I have time, then I will put it here an extra videos screencast about the Selenium, or even though is a JMeter for your load testing, how the application load tested by every pages or in the complete application pages. But first I need to do the local test with the browser level, then I need to run the what you need to run the application. Just you need to go there, and then if you are in the you can Maven install, run Maven install, and it's build your jar files, or even though you can go the Spring Boot applications, and then your application is started. Let's have a start to the applications. So you see the application is properly started, and we just see using Spring Boot, and it's do the necessary Hibernate injections and build the necessary tables, and then create the application started with the local port number. That's how we define in our application.properties file. So 8087. So application is there. Let's have a check. Is it the applications?